Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Hope all of you are fine. I am also fine, Alhamdulillah. I, Mehernigar Piuli, teacher of class 3, Milestone Preparatory KG School, welcome you all to our today's class. Before starting our today's class, I want to ask you some question from the previous lesson. I hope all of you have understood the previous class, and our today's topic is related with the previous class also, because in the previous class you have learned verb. So you have learned two types of verb in your previous class, right? Helping verb and main verb. So what are the helping verbs? I know that you all know the answer, and what are the helping verb words? You can tell easily that am, is, are, was, were. These are the words, and some other words are also there. These we use for helping verb. As helping verb we use this in sentences. But what are the main verb? And in the sentence tell me which one is the helping verb and which one is the main verb. When I am telling that he is reading a book, that time is the helping verb. So which one is the main verb? He is reading. So reading, read is the main verb, and because of is we are using ing. Okay, so he is reading, reading is the main verb in this sentence. So I hope all of you have understood the whole class of helping verb and main verb. Okay, now tell me from this sentence that he reads in class 3. So here which one is the helping verb and which one is the main verb? There is no helping verb here, right? Is there any helping verb, am, is, are? No. So he reads, reads is the main verb. So according to the structure we can tell here subject he, then main verb, actually verb, subject plus verb plus object. So subject he, then verb reads, in class 3 is object. So this is a complete sentence. Now tell me from this sentence, you are doing this work. Which one is the helping verb here? Are is the helping verb and doing is the main verb. I hope all of you have learned the lesson properly. Now let's go to our today's lesson. So our today's lesson is actually also about verb. In the previous class you have learned two types of verb, helping verb and main verb, and today's class we have another two types of verb, that is regular verb and irregular verb. But this regular verb and irregular verb are actually depends with tense. For example, if I tell why I am telling tense, because regular verb and irregular verb they actually depends on the past form of the verb. So you have to make it past, and we are making past of these two verbs in two ways. Regular verb will become past in one way and irregular verb will become in past in another way. So there are two ways. That's why the regular verb and irregular verb are different, and they are also depend on the past form of the verb. Okay. So rest of the class and the regular and irregular verbs you will see on the slide. Okay. So let's go to the slide. My dear students, I hope by this time all of you have taken your pen, paper, CW copy in front of you, so that whatever I am discussing, if there is anything to write, you can write it in the copy. Okay. So welcome to our today's class, and as I told you that our today's topic is regular and irregular verbs. So before starting our topic, exactly regular and irregular verbs, our topic as it is related with the verb, at first we need to know what is verb. Okay. And in the previous class you have already learned what is verb and two types of verbs like main verb and helping verbs. So today our topic is also based on the verb, and this regular and irregular verb is actually depends on the main verb, not the helping verbs. So we need the main verbs to make them or to understand what is the regular or irregular verbs. Okay. So at first we need to know what is verb, then we will go for the regular and irregular verbs. So here you can see one simple definition of verb, that a verb is a word that shows action. Action means you all know, that means doing something. And in other words, you can also tell that doing words are called verb. This is also very simple. So anything that you are doing, or I'm doing, or anyone is doing, that action or that doing is actually the verb. The word any working or the word of anything doing is actually the verbs in the sentence. You can see here in the picture jumping girl. So what is the girl is doing? The girl is jumping. So jumping is the doing word here. That means her action is jumping. So jumping is the verb. Then in the second picture you can see the baby sleeps. Sleep is the verb. So what is the action? The baby is sleeping. Okay. So sleeping is also when it comes in sentence, that is also an work. That is also doing work. So that time it is also a verb. Then a man eats a burger. So a man is a noun. A burger is also noun. So what is eats? Eats is his action. What is he doing? He is eating. So eats is the verb. So you can see here jumping girl, sleeps, eats, all the words they have ing here, s here, here also s. So whenever you are writing with any third person singular number, that time we have to add s or es with the verb, that you have already seen in your previous class. So as the baby is a singular number, that's why we have to add s with the verb, that means sleeps. But actually the main verb is sleep. Okay. Now here you can see in this picture so many action word or the doing words. One, run, clean, dance, walk, cry, crawl, fight, laugh, write, listen, read, write, think, cook, climb, drink. All these are actions. So you can see that all these are action words, and these action words are actually the main verb. And as I told you, our today's topic is regular and irregular verb. So our regular and irregular verb is actually depends on these verbs also. Okay. So regular and irregular verbs, but we need the main verbs. And how to find out which one is the regular verb and which one is the main verb? To understand or to find out that which one is the regular verb and which one is the irregular verb, we need to know the past form of the verb. Okay. So as I told you that at first we need the main verbs. So we have to bring the verbs, then we have to make the past form of the verb. When we'll make the past form of the verb, we'll get to know which one is the regular verb and which one is the irregular verb, because these two types of verbs, regular and irregular verb, become in past form in two ways. Okay, so let's see what is the first way, that means regular verb, how they become past form. Okay, so let's see how the past form of some regular verbs is formed. So at first we are going to start with the regular verb, and we will see that how they become past form. So we can also call it the rule. Okay, so rule number 1 or the way number 1 is, if the present form of the verb ends in any letter except E, then we have to add ed to it. As I told you, we have to have the verb and then we have to make it past form. So here is wait, and the past form of the verb is waited. So in the rule it is given that any word and ending with any letter except E. If there is E, then there must be any other rule. But if there is no E, we have to add ed to make it past. So wait become waited. Stretch become stretched. Paint become painted. So this is the first rule, that if there is any consonant letter at the end except the letter E or any other letter, then we have to add ed to make it past. Now the rule number 2. So in the sentence rule, you can see, if the present form of the verb ends in E, add only D. So in the previous rule we have seen that if there is any letter except E, we have to add ed. But now as we already have E, we just need to add only D to make the word past. So here you can see the example, live become lived, hate hated, smile smiled, love loved, and all these words you can see at the end we have E, all the words we have at the end. Then we have just added only D to make the words past. Okay, so I hope all of you have understand that if there is the letter E, then we have to add only D to make the main verb into past, and if there is no E but except E any other letter, then we have to add ed to make it past. Okay, now the rule number 3, if the present form of the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, change the Y to an I and add ed. So if the verb ends with consonant plus Y, consonant means except the 5 vowel letters, the 21 letters are consonant. So here you can see the first word hurry, we have Y at the end, and it was written in the rule that consonant plus Y, that means before Y we have consonant, so R is the consonant, and then we have the letter Y. So if we have consonant plus Y, we have to remove the Y, then we have to add I in the place of Y, then we have to add ed to make it past. So hurry become hurried in this way. Apply, again we have Y at the end, and before Y we have consonant letter L, and then we have removed the Y and we have added I, ed. So apply become applied, carry carried. So in this way, if we have consonant plus Y, we have to remove the Y and then we have to add IED to make the verb past. Okay. Now we will go for rule number 4. If the present form of the verb ends in a vowel plus Y, add ed. So in the previous rule we have seen consonant plus Y. Now look at here, it is vowel plus Y. Vowel means A, E, I, O, U. If our word ends with Y and before that Y if we have vowel letter, then we don't need to remove the Y now. We just need to add ed to it. So what will be? Play. Here you can see Y at the end, but before Y there is no consonant letter, there is a vowel A. So play, we are not removing Y now. Play become played by adding only ed to it. Okay. Enjoy. Enjoy, again we have Y at the end and before Y we have vowel letter O. So enjoy become enjoyed. Okay. So in this way we can make the verb into past form by adding ed if we have Y at the end and before Y if we have vowel letter. I hope you will remember this trick, that if we have consonant plus Y, we have to remove the Y and we have to add IED. If we have vowel plus Y, we don't need to remove the Y, rather we just need to add ED to it. Okay? Now, the last rule is rule number 5. If the present form of the verb ends in a vowel plus a consonant, then double the last consonant and add ed. So, what is this? Let's see the example. Hop, hop. You can see here they have said in the rule ends in vowel plus a consonant. So, here vowel plus consonant. This is not about Y. We don't have here Y. So we just need to see that if there is a consonant letter and before that consonant letter if we have a vowel letter, then we have to double the last letter. That means we have to double the consonant, then we have to add ed to make it past. So hop, H-O-P, hop, we have vowel then consonant. So consonant will be double, that means H-O-P-P, then we have to add ed. Okay, so hop become hopped. The second one, chop, C-H-O-P, O is the vowel, then we have P at the end. So C-H-O-P-P, because we have to make double the last letter, then we have to add ed to it. Drop become dropped. So in this way we have to follow the rule to make it past. And when we are following these rules and we are adding d or ed or ied, these are the rules for regular verbs. And when we are adding this d or ed with the verb to make it past, these verbs are actually called regular verbs. Okay, because irregular verb has some other form. They don't follow this type of rule to add any letter. Okay, let's see what happens to the irregular verbs. So irregular verbs, there is an instruction for you that irregular verbs can be learned with practice. That means they have such type of reflection that we need to practice them, then we have to memorize them. Okay, we cannot follow any rules, or to memorize them we cannot follow that we have to add d or ed. There is no basic rules. So let's see what are the irregular verbs. So you can see here the present form of some verbs and the past form of the verb. In the previous rules we have seen the present form of the verbs and we have added d, ed or ied to make them past. But here for regular verb this doesn't happen. For regular verb, whether the spelling get changed or the word get totally changed. So look at here, the verb is given eat. We didn't add any ed like eated, not eated. It became ate. Eat, ate. So the past form of eat is ate. So you can see that the spelling is changed and the pronunciation is also changed. So everything is changed. There is no d or ed to make it past. But still it is the past form of the verb eat. So eat became ate without adding any d or ed, because d or ed we just add only for regular verbs. For irregular verbs they just change their form, okay, and they change their spelling also. And by learning it again and again, by practicing them, by memorizing them, we can memorize all these irregular verb. Okay, then look at the next verb, come. So come, in the past form we call it came. Build became built. We didn't add d or ed, we just removed the d and add t to make it past. That means the changes is in spelling. Then bring became brought. Catch become caught. So this is the actual change in irregular verb. You have no basic rule to learn actually. You just need to memorize the verbs and their past forms. Here is a list is given for you. You can learn the words that are given here. You can memorize from here. You can practice from here. This will be helpful for you so that you can understand more and more irregular verbs that they get changed by changing their spellings. Okay. For example, you can see swim is the present form and the past form is swam. Teach is the present form, taught. If I tell that I am teaching now, so this teach is the present form. If I tell that I have taught, I taught you yesterday, that is the past form. So teach, taught. Buy, bought. Speak, spoke, do, did, sell, sold, wear, wore, read, read. Now here one exceptional, you can see that read is the present form but read is the past form. But here the spellings are same. Read and read spelling are same. Both are R-E-A-D, R-E-A-D. But for pronunciation we have to pronounce this read and this one is read. Okay. Then here hard, eat, ate, run, ran, put, put. Again the same spelling and same word. Put is present and again put is also used for past form. Go, went. Cut, cut. Another exceptional one, that cut is present. For present form we have to use CUT, cut, and for past we have to use CUT, cut. No cutted or no any other spelling, the same thing. These are some exceptional. This one, put, cut, read, these are some exceptional irregular verbs. Then fall became fell, drink, drank, fly, flew, choose, chose. So these are the irregular verbs that get their spelling changes. Okay, they don't follow any rules of D or ED. They just change their form by changing their spellings or pronunciation. Okay, I hope all of you have understood the regular and irregular verb properly, and from this slide the rules and the examples are given here in the list. From these slides you can learn the regular and irregular verb properly. Now here is one exercise given. You can see here that there are some sentences given with the fill in the with the gap, and in bracket the verbs are given. And look at the instruction. Fill in the blanks with correct past form of the verbs in bracket. So you have to write the correct past form of the verb, whether it is regular verb or irregular verb, that you have to find out. Okay, first one I have done for you. Look at here. I don't know what dash, in the bracket it is given, happen to all the furniture that was here. So you can understand that you have to make all this verb into past form. So I don't know what will be the word here? Happen. You can see here happen is a regular verb, so we have to add ed because there is consonant letter N. So what happened to all the furniture that was here? So I have done only one for you, but rest of the sentences, here is given 5 sentences and here is another 5. So you have to write all these 10 sentences in your copy with the correct answer of the correct past form of the verb. Okay, so you can also take help from the rules and from the list of the given verbs. Okay, I hope all of you have understood the topic properly and you will also write the homework properly. Okay, that's all about our today's class. Thank you all. So my dear students, that's all about our today's topic. I have discussed what is regular verb and what is irregular verb, then how to make them past. So there are differences. So you have to understand the rules, and based on the rules you have to make the past of regular verb and irregular verb. Most of the irregular verb you have to memorize because they are not following any rules. So you have to memorize the different verbs that you have to make past, and their spellings also, because spellings are also different. So you have to learn regular verb rules and most importantly the irregular verbs also. Okay, now it's time for your homework. So what is our today's homework? On the slide I have shown you some exercises at the last, and the exercises that I have given for you, that is your homework. So you have to write the whole sentence with the correct answer of the verb. Okay, so to write the exercise, again you have to follow the rules and you have to learn all the exercises from regular and irregular verbs. So, learn the irregular verb, then do the exercise. Exercise should be written in full sentence, okay? Not only answer, full sentence you will write in the homework copy. After writing the homework, submit the homework to your teacher. And if you have any question to ask, any problem to understand the topic, do let me know in the comment section, okay? So, that's all about our today's class. Bye bye everyone.